Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Rick. Got a video today from Tip Network. Famous rapper says abolish child support, and Corey Holcomb agrees. I think most of us men agree. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
It is my opinion that once the system / child support is part of the situation with the woman and the man and the child, once child support is involved, we are not co-parenting anymore, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Anything you want, you have to get it through the system that you sent at me, because that is a literal case. Child support is a case.
Right.
If you got me on child support, I don't you for nothing but what they told you you get. That's just my opinion.
That's how a lot of it ends up. A lot of these women actually get child support from their baby daddies already. They give them money, but then they want more money and then take the baby daddy to court, and now they're forced by the court, and they don't do any more than what the court tells them. You fucked your own kid over because you wanted more money, and now he's like, you know what? Since you went around my back to go use the judge on me, whatever he says, guess what? That's all you're gonna fucking get.
And sometimes the child doesn't get what they're supposed to get, but the child is not gonna get what they're supposed to get if you got a case on me. If a woman has you on child support, are you putting effort into anything she's talking about after that? The average woman not only is not wise to the entertainment business and how money is made, they only want to make sure that their time that they've been given by the state, you're their slave. That's what I know of from being out here.
Slim for president 2024. Biden dropped out. No more mandatory child support. No more child support. Child support is over. I bet they stopped having all them kids now. And that motherfucking child support. I bet it be one baby born every motherfucking year. Let's go.
You know, this funny that the other argument that I always hear from liberals is, oh, but they're forcing people to have kids. They're not letting them have abortions. They're not letting them, get divorces. And, now they're not even going to have support for their children. Why is the state doing, the state ain't doing this shit. I hate that they don't put the consequence on the person that chose to have the kid. Chose to sleep with men raw, chose to not let that man wear any type of protection, chose not to take any type of pill or any type of contraceptive. There were so many steps before this person got a baby and ended up on welfare through their own decisions. I don't get why so many liberals seem to think the government should be helping them take care of their kids. No, pick better. So you don't have to raise the kid by yourself. Pick good men. Let only good men go inside of you. It makes more sense this way. Like, how liberals see it, from what I can tell, I have a lot of liberal friends, and then we have discussions. They're like, oh, if you're going to allow to have single motherhood, then you should have child support, or you should have support for them. We're not allowing single motherhood. We're not allowing women to just have kids willy-nilly. Women are doing it on their own, and they're choosing, and they're in a fucking bind, and men see it, so they created support for them. But if we didn't have this support, women might have to start thinking a little bit more who the fuck they sleep with.
There'll be one like on Lion King. They hold up. Fucking baby a year you in that damn child support on you. Yeah, man. Bet y'all don't have babies by these randoms like y'all doing. Bet y'all pay attention to who y'all have babies for you in that child support. Yeah, that's the only way we're gonna bring real love back, fellas.
People who have common sense, this system is setting it up for the family to be destroyed.
Yep.
So why are you going along with a system that's set up to destroy the family? Like, you're in direct fault of the destruction of family. And how can you live with yourself after that? Because first of all, who you sleep with, you should be responsible for No, you love to throw it off on the baby. Oh, the baby. No. Who you sleep with, you should be responsible for that.
Same with you men. Wrap that shit up. Or at least pull the fuck out. Like, come on. There's not so many things that men can do, but you could be better.
They should be telling people in court, well, do you have a baby with this guy? You got a baby with him. Get her out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, but in order to destroy family, these ultimatums are made that a lot of people can't meet. And I just can't co-parent with somebody who has me tied up in court. Women in America can't see this. There's no way you can act like I didn't know I'm destroying the world with the people that are human haters.
They don't care.
Because there's human haters out here. They have a history of destroying humanity since they touched down here. Human haters. That's what I call them.
There are.
You join forces with the human haters, and you act like you don't know. The sisters out here, listen, they pump you full of disease and a whole bunch of other stuff and put you out there in the streets. And I understand that is mental destruction. You don't use your God-given life to try and learn what you need to learn to be better. You do what's easy and you go along with this human haters system and basically destroy your lineage.
Right.
Like, where are the family reunions now? Do you think guys are at family reunions with through the system at them? When I was coming up, I was the last in.
I talked about this. Even my own family reunions are a lot less. We used to have family get-togethers like 2-3 times a year. Now we're lucky if we get one, just because everybody's so busy. Everybody, it's just a little bit more Americanized now, and we're just not so much into the family unit and the family getting together as much. Even our culture's losing it.
Of the family reunions that used to be jam-packed in the parks in the summertime.
We gotta take the money out of this.
I remember
That's
this.
all they want, kid.
Like I said, I've been to a lot of my friends' family reunions. Again, I grew up with a lot of, black friends. I went to their barbecues and stuff. It was a lot of people. All the unks and all the fucking aunties. I've never seen so many people, like, outside of my own race getting together like that. And me being the only Asian guy there. It's just like, oh, hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm stuck for president 2024. No more child support. Love, it's gonna be like back at high school. They gonna really for who they really with. That's how you restore love in America. Take away child support, then really gonna have to be with who they really want to be with. Oh, you look good. It's gonna be about looks again. When I take away child support, it ain't gonna be about bankroll. It's gonna be about looks again. Baby mamas file child support. When you try to have a real square life job and you paying child support, they take all of your money and you can't do it. And you say, fuck it, I'd rather stay in the hood and do crimes than lose half my check.
And I think this is what's happening. What he's mentioning is a big part of the black community. Like, because these particular men are getting so much child support, they choose to stay in that hood life and stay in doing unsavory things because they won't get taxed so much on the child support because they're just dealing drugs. It really perpetuates even worse off.
What I think is an unfair judgment. So when you get rid of child support, you get rid of not wanting to work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of on child support who got back pay because we ain't got our shit together. Do not have their shit together. So They would have a kid early too soon, do some dumb. But then now they facing the streets.
Wayne's ex-girlfriend is suing him for child support for their 15-month-old daughter. He currently already is paying $18,000 a month.
What did I just fucking say? The man's already paying, and then she goes around him to the court system to try to get more. Women are very selfish, greedy creatures. I'm not saying all women, but a good chunk of them seem to be so.
My question is, Why does she think she need more money? Now,
Is it possible that
I influenced her to try and get me for $20,000 a month for a 2-year-old? No.
is it yeah.
No. We never spent $20,000 on my daughter when we were together. And I had the money.
Yeah, but no.
I don't like, who spends that kind of money on a kid?
Correct.
She was 1 when she took my baby from me. We never spent $20,000 a month on our child, and the credit card was wide open. So
Child support gets set. 5, 6, 7, 8. Baby daddies, are you ready for court?
What the fuck is this? You're doing a little cheerleading cheer? For... Stop it.
Cause I need you to pay your child support. Baby daddies, are you ready for court? Cause I need you to pay your child support. You thought you had it made in the shade, living with your girl. I said, no ma'am, I got him.
See, look. She tells on herself. Because you got a girl, now she's upset. Now she putting your ass on child support.
His whole world. It is his daughter, and to her, you come second place. Sis, don't make me take off these lights. All I want you to do is pay your child support.
like,
I was gonna say the exact same
What
thing.
happened?
Like
No, he
the
didn't.
quality
No, he
quality
didn't.
of life.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
Do
he
you
did.
you don't wait, Ish? You don't think that the quality of
He
her
did.
life changed simply
He
by
did.
simply by entering his existence and his
You miss it. You pivoted, but go ahead.
how?
No,
The expenses are the expenses. The expenses are the expenses. He's saying, if let's say
I never spent $20,000 on her
on the
a month,
yeah.
let alone the child.
But she's not living with
It's
it.
not,
Everything
but it's
changes.
That, but it's not that. It's not that number that changes the quality of life. But you changed it.
No. She changed it. She left me.
his orbit.
Did you hear what he said first?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
said
he never spent that.
during
When
the
they were
same
together.
quality of life, you did not spend $20,000 in 1 month. He's saying with the high quality of life that we had, we didn't spend 20 bands. So now, why is $20,000 a month needed if we never spent? So the $20,000 a month, you can it's not changing the quality of life. That
He
is
also
what he
said.
And she
he
also
said-
complained
he also
every
said-
step of the
but
way
he also
about
said,
spending or
and I had it.
overspending.
He also said, and I had it, and we never did that.
True.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Ladies and gentlemen of polite savages, we are now about to embark on a mission to explore what would actually happen if child support did not exist. I was watching the Philip Scott show, and he covered something that Slim Thug, famous independent rapper out of Houston, was mentioning. See, this gentleman believes that child support should be done away with. Therefore, if it was done away with, people would only hook up if they actually appreciated each other out of love or obligation and not out of financial gain. But what he doesn't really understand when he said this, that the whole construct of marriage is just a financial contract between man, woman, and the state anyway. But I digress. Philip Scott has something very interesting to say about this, because he believes that if you take away the financial incentives for the woman not to be with a man, then, but not only would birth out of wedlock decrease, but also the divorce rate.
Of it.
I
The
agree
state
I love Uncle Phil. I agree with a lot of his takes.
incentivizes them, because let's talk about the ones who don't get child support, right? They still can go get WIC. Those of you who not from America, so there's a program called Women, Infants, and Children, and they can go to this program and they'll give them things like formula for the baby. They'll give them milk, eggs, cheese. They give them certain foods that help with the development of a baby, that they kind of have a list on, okay? Certain cereals, things like that. So they get that for free on the government. I know for those of you outside the country, like, what? Like, yes, they can get that for free if they're pregnant. And even after they're pregnant, they can continue on the WIC program to get formula, right? And they don't have to get child support to get that. If they don't earn a certain amount of money, there's a program called Section 8. Section 8 is another program that they receive. So Section 8, those of you who are not in the United States, is government housing. So with Section 8, what they decide to do, if they get approved for it, then they don't have to pay much rent at all where they stay, whether it's a house or whether it's an apartment.
I used to, when I was in college, during my college days, I lived in an apartment, and the apartment across from us was a Section 8 housing. And I didn't really, when I was young, I didn't understand what it was because I was 20 years old. I didn't know what the fuck that was. So, but they were like cool people, and I didn't understand what Section 8 was and how they lived. And then they got in trouble because it was a single mom. And then she brought her boyfriend over to stay there. And then I guess something happened to where they wasn't allowed for the boyfriend to be there. So they got kicked out. So even when they get this help or whatever it is, you know, the Section 8, they still ruin it themselves by fucking it up, by breaking the rules because they can't seem to follow rules or keep it in their pants or something.
Now, I don't have any problem with us as a community coming together and helping folks who really just can't make it, or maybe somebody lost a job, maybe somebody's injured, disability, something of that nature. Maybe they had a child with a learning disability and it just costs so much extra money that a little extra help would really come and uplift the family. My biggest issue with the way things are structured is that they are strategically structured to remove the man from the house. And when you remove the man from the house, removing that income, it makes you dependent on these structured programs. And when you're dependent on something that you do not administer, that you do not regulate, that you cannot control, it is akin to being a puppet on a string. And that's the problem. And let's just bring the conversation back full circle. Should child support be done away with? Well, I have to disagree with Slim Thug here, even though he's one of my favorite Houston rappers.
I actually somewhat disagree with that too.
But I think these absorbent amounts that people are able to secure from child support really just fuels their lifestyle and doesn't feel really taking care of a child. I can't think of a situation with a child without special needs over $7,000 a month to live a good life. That's more than the average American makes for a family.
Correct.
What are your thoughts on Kanye having to pay Kim $200,000 a month for child support?
What the fuck? That's what Kanye's paying? $200,000 a month? $2 million a year. My God, Kanye.
What does she need the $200,000 for? It's, you know, he's gonna be there as a father. She's a billionaire, he's a billionaire. What is the point at this point? The child support that the father has paid all these years actually benefits them in real time. These children are turning 18. There's no fucking money. There's no money. Have to think about all these NBA baby mamas. They've touched millions in child support. The child turns 18. There's no money for them. They don't.
Fuck. Isn't that so true? They've literally gotten millions in child support. But when that kid needs some money to go to college or buy a car or start a little business or something, they have nothing. Why? Because they're broke, dusty, musty, crusty women, and they always been, and they always will be.
Spent it on bags and Birkin bags and trips, butt injections and that.
You have to work to provide, and these men, they think they could send you like $300 a month and they did something, and you have to give them like, good job, you did such a good job, thank you for the 300. And it's like, bro, that 300 won't even last me a week with my kid. Like, my daycare is $1,400 a month, just the daycare, and I have a nanny. You know?
She makes too much money to say, all right, I need child support. What is her $200,000 gonna do?
Right, but Kim is not your typical NBA baby mother.
No, of course not.
She is a billionaire. I think she's worth like $1.2 billion on her own. So clearly, I don't think she's using this money to go buy bags and get more plastic surgery.
And if you're with a man who can only afford $300 child support, well, why did you have a baby with him? See, a lot of these things just don't make sense. Because the main reason why we treat child support the way we treat it is because we made very poor decisions in our life when we were selecting the person we were going to lay down with. I mean, this is what it really comes down to. See, if you really was invested in the person, if you understood the person, if you vetted the person, you wouldn't be having these issues, ma'am, trying to get $300 from this person. You could have got a lot more, because we all know that child support is usually based on the amount of money that this person makes in certain states. In some states, they have a limit. In some states, they don't. But like in the state of California, where there is no limit, where it's just a calculation, it's being crazy to think that you're only getting $300 a month. So know that there is a whole lot of other government programs to subsidize as long as that man's not in the house. And there we have that problem once again. Removing the man from the house, removing the structure, breaking down the nuclear family. Kind of seems like a plan now, don't
Here's
it?
a real quick tip so you don't get embarrassed in child support court. Okay. I just got back from court. It was a child support modification. The mother wanted an increase in child support. By the end of the hearing, she ended up owing my guy money.
Damn right.
She was hot, okay? She was pissed off. But I had even asked her back in November, hey, do you want to withdraw?
Asked her? Why does everybody keep saying axe? I see you guys make fun of this in the comments section all the time. I only started hearing it now. I hear ask because, again, I'm dyslexic, so things just kind of jumble up in my head a little bit. And then you guys keep on putting axe. I'm like, what the fuck is axe? And I was like, oh, I'm hearing it now. I get it.
Your petition. She said, no, I'll see you in court. Well, she messed around and found out. So here's a tip. If you live in a jurisdiction where you can run the guidelines like they're publicly available, go ahead and do it yourself before you file for child support or you ask for a modification. If you don't have them publicly available, go ahead and just schedule a consultation with an attorney. It might cost you a couple $100s, but they should be able to run the guidelines for you as well. Even if you don't have a situation like this one where it turned completely around on the other person, you might find out that your expectations about child support need to be changed as well. And if both parties are informed about what the child support order could be, you can skip a whole bunch of litigation and you can just have it done real quick and easy.
My daughter's mom, everything was cool. I didn't always have a good job. I kept a steady. Then it got better for me. I got a better job. Got a nice ride. I'm still looking out for her, though. She my girl and everything. When I shine, you shine. Man, do you know this down there putting on paper, dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
Real talk. I'm up here, doing everything, and then she had the audacity to lie and say she didn't. So we went in front of the motherfucking judge. They got everything on paper. The day you go down, the day you file, your name and all that.
That is the ultimate form of jealousy when you take care of a mother.
Yeah,
and they go down there to that courthouse. Want me to tell you why she did it?
Read everything off the paper. On this day, you came down and filed paperwork on such and such on me and all this. I'm looking at this to the corner of my eye. I want this reach over the dog out.
That did that shit because she was jealous that she couldn't be in control of what you doing.
Thank you for watching the Tip Network.
Shout out to Tip Network. Always doing great fucking show. And I understand. No, I know why they go around their backs. Because yes, these women do not have control over the finances when the man is in the picture and taking care of things. But when it's the state that just takes from them and gives them a blank check, that's what these women want. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Catch you guys next time. Ciao.